Alright YouTubes, in today's video we're going to be bashing about this Vauxhall Astra I got from Copart again. So if you haven't seen the previous video, it's a 2023 plate Vauxhall Astra 1.2 GS I bought from Copart that's been stuffed in the back. So in the previous video, the last one to this, we done some pulling the boot floor, so the boot floor was all bunched up and the rear panels all cuffed in at the bottom. In today's video we're going to do a bit more pulling. I've done a little bit more pulling since the last video and decided I want to put a rear panel in it. It's a lot of messing about trying to dress it all up, so that was the decision. Get the rear panel off and then I can get a bit more of a pull on the boot floor and, you know, get that brace out the way and boot floor savable, you know, with a decent amount of panel beating, hammer and dolly work. I'll pretty much be able to get it where it needs to be. It came out quite well. It reversed the damage when we pulled on this bracing, but it buckled all the rear panel and the holes where I took them grommets out. It stretched the holes and split it a little bit, and it's all a bit deformed around there. So I spent the last hour or so give it a little tug on this bit here because the floor was humped up in here, and give it a bit more of a tug on that side. And the boot opens and shuts pretty well, pretty much got the tailgate adjusted to where it needs to be. There's a little bit of a discrepancy here, it's sitting a little bit high, so there's a bit more to do, but we've got a stumbling block now. I had priced up a new boot floor and rear panel, which price isn't out the way at all, a couple of £100, but it's not available. Rear panels on back order with no ETA on it, and I can't wait. I can't wait for a date and get all of this out of here. I'm on this to get on with it, to get as far as I can before I have to start doing some more customers' jobs. So I've got nothing to lose. This is booked in at the moment for us to work on. I've put other work aside for me to get on with this, so you know, we've got a few days set aside for this, and I need to be cracking on with it. So I've got nothing to lose. I'm just going to spend some time now and try. It is more time consuming, and it's, you know, I want to put a rear panel in it, but it all lines up pretty well, and a lot of this is surface cosmetic sort of, which will repair. I'm not concerned about this, but I want to get this bottom looking right. So I spent about an hour on this side, and it's looking pretty good in there, to be fair. I'm pleased with that. Yeah, there's some hammer marks in it and all that. There's going to be whether I put a rear panel in this or not. So I'm just going to spend a good bit of time seeing how well I can make this look and dress it up as best I can. If I'm not happy with it, then I'm going to have to abort and wait for a rear panel to become available. But like I said, I've got nothing to lose at the minute. I'm not standing here waiting and getting all this out, so I may as well spend a bit of time trying to get all this right. Not ideal. I know people have said, oh, you want to put a rear panel on it, and I want to put a rear panel in it as well, but I haven't got that option at the moment, not on this time scale anyway. So that's what I'm going to do. Load of hammer and dolly work, and I'll film some of it, and we'll see how well it comes out. Yeah, I'm going to work my way round. I'm going to dress this middle first.
This is just the edge really, isn't it?
Yeah. You can do if you've got a slide over out. Worst case, I could fucking drill these spots out, you know, and pull it out of the way a little bit. Right, I reckon we should do that little tug there now, where we said. Yeah. Before I pull any more, before I hammer any more, we got kink there. That's right. No, that's shaved there, isn't it? Yeah. That's shape. That's shape.
Yeah.
Bit of a bulge here, which it's a shame because that brace is on the way. But mate, worst case, we'll take that brace off.
Yeah.
We'll leave it on for now because we want to hammer it down there as well.
Yeah, I think to me it's got that kink there.
Yeah, so I reckon a little tug on here.
And then this needs tapping down.
It's getting the hammer and dolly in here is going to be a bit tricky. That's supposed to be there. That's not far off. This little bit more dressing up, which is fuck all. I mean, it's flimsy as fuck anyway, man.
Yeah. Get a pull on this and then tap this down.
Yeah, we need to just pinch that and not this lip.
Yeah.
The trouble is we're bending this lip as well, and pulling on the welds. We need to get on where it is welded.
Well, you can see it a bit better now.
Yeah, and then I can dress that lip. That see that there? That little crease there is supposed to be there, isn't it? That rib.
Yeah.
Because look, it follows that. It's a triangle.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's different this side. It's flat this side, but that's supposed to be there. Don't you reckon? This looks too precise. I can't see. Either that or we'll give it a little tug here.
Follows that, doesn't it? Right?
Yeah. Right, we'll get that little pinch clamp on there. We'll give that a pull. Even a little C-clamp would do that, to be honest. Right then, YouTubes. Spent a little bit of time seeing how well I could straighten this panel out, and it's straightened out okay, but I'm not happy with it. We've done a bit of trial fitting and it's not quite right. And the only reason why I was doing that is because I got told that there was back order on the rear panel and with no ETA on it, so I had nothing to lose, like I said earlier. So I'll give you a look, and it's straightened up okay, but it has got a bit of a twist in it. I've done a bit of measuring up from various holes at the back to holes, and there's a twist in it. I may have over pulled this side a little bit. It just doesn't quite line up with the bumper, and I'd just be here forever pushing and pulling and trying to twist it about to get it right. It just needs that rear panel off. But I've had a bit of luck. I've rang round another dealer, and they said they can get one within 2 days. They're saying that it's showing UK stock, so don't know what was going on with the other place I inquired with. It wasn't Vauxhall main dealer, but it was you know, an umbrella company that supplies parts for Peugeot, Vauxhall, you know, because they're all same anyway. But anyway, I'll give you a look how well it dressed up, and it wasn't too bad, to be fair. I've done a bit of pin pulling around this, and I was going to do a bit more, but we just, you know, I just got it there, got the holes not far off. All this lower lip was all cuffed under, got all that straightened up, and yeah, little bows and twists in it, and got it near enough there, and dressed up the boot floor. It was tricky with the rear panel in the way, but anyway, it definitely has got a bit of a twist in it, and yeah, it wants a rear panel in it, but now I can get one. So bit of time lost, but it was time I would have been just stood around waiting, because this is booked in for this time now, so we give it a go because of the information I got told that I couldn't get one at the moment. But yeah, that's where we are now. So I'm going to get this rear panel out today, get it ready, get it prepared, ready for the new panel. I like to have the panel here really before I start cutting this out, but it's pretty straightforward. I can get this out and just get the rest of it prepared, ready really, until I get the new panel. Be a bit of cuffing about on the lips and stuff to get the new one in, and once a new panel arrives, we'll get that panel put in there. Gonna crack on and start getting all this sealer off and mark all the spot welds out and start getting them out and get this panel out of it.
Coming next, sell it.
Not helped because I've already hammered the fuck out of all this. Oh, so it's this fucking thing. What am I doing to you, mate? You finding it interesting?
This bit, yeah.
Do you want to go whacking it? Yeah. The trouble is, it's you've got to be so careful not to just chisel into the other piece you're welding to. You've got to really watch what's pulling away. Ta-da! Whack! Oh, crap, still scared.
This edge is well flat, considering it.
But yeah, I know panel didn't beat that well considering it was on there.
Yeah.
It's
This
coming,
one especially.
it's coming a lot easier to beat now, isn't it? There is supposed to be a recess in there. Especially that now, it's so accessible. Don't think it needs pulling.
No, it's pretty out. It's fine.
Yeah.
There you go.
On the toolbox.
Annoying, isn't it? If you've done all this yesterday.
Yeah, I know. If I'd have known it was coming, because I tried to order it,
Yeah.
that's what I would have done yesterday.
And then today we could have cleaned it all up and got it.
Well, I've run out of things to do today, to be honest. Could have gone with other jobs, even that, filters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like cleaned it up, ready for the new one.
Well, I'd rather not clean it, because if it's got to go away for a couple of days, it's just going to get surface rust, isn't it?
So,
I want to, before I even clean it up, we want to get it all mated up. You know, when I think, yeah, that's good, that's going to go, then clean it all and do it instant.
yeah.
You know, so you
Gets to,
yeah. Right then, YouTubes. Can't remember where I got up to because I've been asleep since then. So it's been over a week now since I've done any recording on the Astra. So I think we got to a point where we was taking the rear panel off. So the rear panel's off anyway, and the new panel's arrived today. So we've got the new panel, and yeah, we've had work to do and all the rest of it. So all had to come out. The ramp had to come back in. I had to put it all away, pack the dozer away, get on with work, wait for this panel to come in. It's come in now, and we've had to do all that again. Get the ramp out of the way, and it didn't take out of the garage this time. Set it back up on the dozer, and in the meantime, while I was waiting for the panel to come in, because it's been in for a day or so, I've dressed up all the floor, and I've pretty much there with it. I think it's come out well. I'm pleased with it. I'm not going to totally know until I get the panel up, so we're gonna get the panel up now and see where we are with it. I've got a feeling this is maybe a bit over pulled, so this needs to go back a little bit, and the opposite on this side, this needs to come out. This is in a little bit. I did notice when I was cleaning up, beating the rear panel about and messing about with that, moved this wiring out the way. I've noticed a little kink in there. And there is one in this side that's where obviously where I pulled it is pulled out. So yeah, we're going to put the rear panel on, see where it sits, and then yeah, we'll be putting the dozer back on it and start pulling it about a little bit more and get this set up, get the panel set up, get it temporary fitted with some clecos and screws. And then once I'm happy with the fitment of it, before I weld it, obviously I'm going to fit some bits up and get everything fitted up and see how well it all fits before I start welding it. So let's get the rear panel over and see how well it fits. Resappy. Ooh. Ooh. Right. Right then, mate. Let's have a look at this, right?
That's Fox, mate.
Right, so a quick offer up with the panel. This is well in. Well, not well in, but it's in for definite. It's butt up against the chassis leg end, and yeah, big gap in, can't get that in any tighter, so we definitely need a pull on here, which I thought. And this is the opposite, we can't get it in tight enough, so it's all a bit twisted at the minute. And yeah, until we get that, I may have to do a little bit of dressing on the lip. It will go in, I think, once we get the, yeah, it looks like a little bit of that needs dressing out a little bit. Let's get tugging.
Need a spanner?
No, you're right.
foot should probably, that bit be in the right spot, won't it? More or less.
Yeah, should be.
Obviously you don't want it to go too far like this side, do you? But
No, but now the rear panel went on. Yeah, let's pull that out, mate.
by the time that you kind of get the lip out a little bit more.
We'll get some clamps on it.
Bolts in.
Yeah, stick the bolts in as well. Right then, YouTubes, we're there now, I think, with this rear panel. I haven't filmed a lot of it because it's just been loads of tapping about and on and off with the rear panel, getting it right. But I'm happy with it now. It's all in position. Got a couple of self tappers holding it at the top so we could get the rubber on, and it's just a couple of mole grips on there and some Clecos holding it on the side, so it's in position. Boot opens and shuts nice, and the gap, I'm happy with it all now. Opens and shuts nice, gaps are good, both sides. And the issue we did have was all round here where it was butt tight in this end, and there was a massive gap at this end. You probably can't see because it's light enough, but that's all consistent, nice, and going to be ready to get it off in a minute and clean it all up to start welding it on. Floor's all good. Once that's all clamped up, just got to beat the edge into it a little bit, but cut a little bit more fettling, not a lot, and it's all there, ready to go. Really, I'm pleased with the floor. It's all good, and yeah, opens and shuts all right. And yeah, we had to do a bit of pulling. To be honest with you, even though it was more orientated this side, I had more issues with this side lamp panel. But it kinked in both sides here. So when we got it under tension, pulling it and a bit of port power, pulled that out, and it stayed because it kept springing. It kept wanting, wouldn't line up quite as well as I wanted it to, and then when I push it into position I'd want it, it would then fold again in these little kinks. So they've come out now and it's all stayed in position, and I'm happy with it. It's been a bit of a mission. I'm not used to doing this all the time, so I'm not consistent in it, so it has taken me a lot longer, but I want it to be right. But I'm happy with all that, position wise and where it all is. So we just whack the guides on. I'm not going to put these other lamp guides in, which are part of the bumper and for the light as well, because they're pop riveted in, and I don't want to put rivets in it and drill them back out again. So because we've had to do a bit of all of this rear lamp panel piece here, that was all misshaped, and I couldn't really notice it at first until I put the new rear panel in and realised how far it was out. A lot of fettling, but we're there now. So we just grabbed the bumper. We're going to try and fit the bumper into the guides centre and the end guides and just see how it all lines up with the boot. If I'm happy with all the gapping and all that with the boot, then yeah, it's going to come off. We'll start getting it all cleaned up for welding and bonding. The trouble is the bracket's moving where it's not riveted in. That'll do. Sure, on that bracket's in. So that's everything trial fitted on, and alright. That's everything trial fitted on there, and I'm happy with it. It's all alright. I'll give you a quick look. Gaps are pretty decent. Not everything's fully fixed on. We've got the lamp carriers just held in with some trim clips because I don't want to rivet them. There's still going to be a little bit of fettling on the tailgate. But it's almost there. We're going to take it all off anyway, so but at least I know I've got room for adjustment. It opens and shuts nice. Gaps are pretty decent. All right round there. It's all clipped in, and we're all good in there. I've had a little measure up. So that one to that one. That one to that one, it's good. We've gone from that one to that hole there. And that one to that one. It's good. Try this hole here. And that's all good. Tiny little bit more tapping about on the floor just to get the lip to meet up, but we're going to get it all stripped off now, get everything off. Right then, YouTubes, the panel's all mocked up, it's all on there, all in position, everything's cleaned up. Reese's bare metal, do a load of it. That's set in position, so I've marked that out because I've got to plug weld that. I've got a small spot welder and a limited amount of arms, so I'm just going to see what I can spot weld, and then everything else will have to be MIG plugged. But it's all in position, it's all good, everything's looking good. And I need to put a bit of epoxy under this before this goes in. So I need to get it all off now, get it all zinc coated, get all the weld through on there. But I'm happy with it. The floors come out decent. Yeah, it took a bit of time, and in hindsight, maybe it would have been probably quicker for me to put a floor in there. But I'm not a confident welder, so it does worry me a little bit. I've done a limited amount of welding in my career, so it was probably something I could tackle. But I like to keep it, all the factory spots I'd have to MIG weld all in there. It's nicer to keep factory spots because I've got to MIG weld them, and then I've got to grind them off, and then I've got to put a bit of filler on them before I paint it, and it sort of takes the originality away a little bit. And the floor straightened up nice. It's going to need a little bit of dressing up, but once it's painted, it'll look fine, and it all lines up well. Everything lines up well. I'm pleased with it. That's all cleaned up. I'm going to be painting both sides of it. I know my spot welder is going to be able to go down all the obvious places. I'm not sure on the arms. I need to get it all out now. Play it by ear as I go. If there's places that I can't get the spot welder into, obviously I'm going to have to plug it. One little mistake I made is I drilled this out from the top. So I'll have to plug this where I could have spotted it if I'd have drilled it out from the bottom. I had a bit of a brain fart and just drilled it from the top because I see the spot welds on the top. I should have done it from the bottom, but I just have to plug those. Not a big issue because it's going to whip this panel off, get everything zinc coated, get it all back on there, and then start welding it. Right, so we're all zinced up and ready to go, and there's a bit of bonding, bit of panel bond to do. So obviously don't really want to put panel bond onto the zinc because zinc hasn't really got any adhesion to the metal, so it's a little bit of guessing, and there will be little bits exposed, but if it oozes over, as long as the panel bond's covering all the metal, should be fine. on these areas here, it's MIG brazed from factory, so there's a MIG braze here on both sides, and here obviously there's quite a difference in thickness of metal there to MIG weld. So it's saying to bond here. There wasn't any bonding. We put bonding in all the places here, here, here on both sides. Where it was originally, there was some panel bonding there, just a little bit squirted in these areas. So we're going to redo these areas that that already had bonding, which was in between some spot welds and a couple of bits here as well and here. But it says on the repair method to put some bonding on here as well, and some on here, which wasn't on there originally. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to see how well it holds, because the trouble I've got is be okay putting some MIG weld down here, but MIG welding this to get penetration into this end plate of this chassis rail, and then into the difference in thickness between that and the rear panel to get penetration onto that with a MIG weld, you know, to get it to bond to it, could end up burning away the metal on the rear panel. That's why it's MIG brazed there, but I haven't got my MIG weld is not set up for MIG brazing, and I've never done it, so I'm not going to buy different gas and different wire for that. I'd see how well it, you know, probably that's why it's telling you to put panel bond there. But we're already a bit of epoxy in there when the strengthener goes over it, because I won't be able to get to that, so a bit of epoxy on there. So we're just going to get the panel bond in these spots and get it all up and clamped, and then it'd be ready to weld.
Oh, no.
Let's get these holes. Well, just get 2 in diagonal, I do. I may as well put them all on. Where's the other ones?
Cooking the bongo.
Beautiful. That's how you want them to go. It's sinking in a little dimple.
Like a spot weld almost.
Yeah, that's when it's clean. Too sharp. Yeah, I know. Right then, YouTubes, we're ready for paint now on the rear panel, so I'll give you a quick look. Done a bit of dressing up on the places I had to MIG weld. Not that it's that necessary, but you get, you know, belt sanding marks, and yeah, I always put a little bit of filler over the MIG weld. So yeah, that's been done, dressed it up, kept the spots looking original, and yeah, I'm pleased with it. It's all prepped out, it's all prepped up. Done a tiny little sliver of filler in it. It's Evercoat metal glaze, it's called, just to, again, for some little hammer marks and little grinding marks. Probably didn't need it, to be fair, but that's all done. It's all scotched out and cleaned and pretty much ready to go. I'll give you a quick look at the underside, and again, this has all been prepped out. Bit of grinding off where I've been doing the hammer and dolly work on the boot floor, and it's all spotted on where it needs to be, panel bond where it needs to be, and it's all good, it's all ready to go. So yeah, painting wise, a little bit of a funny one this. I need to get the sealer on it now. How I'm going about this paint wise is, what I've done is I've took, you know, this is, I want to try and make this look as original as possible, so it's a combination of e-coat, like an olivey green e-coat with overspray on it. So I've just got to try and make it similar to that. So what I'm going to do with this, I know there are some e-coat aerosols and stuff that you can get out there, generic colours, but what I've decided to do, and this is how I'm going to do it, without buying top coats and trying to match this colour, I've took a spectro image of the boot floor underneath, because there wasn't really any overspray on it. From that spectro image, I've found a round colour that's quite close. It's not nowhere near bang on, but it's similar, an olivey green. From that round number, I can have that round colour put into a industrial epoxy. So Meepa have got an epoxy primer out, which is for the which is in the industrial range, and it's called EP100-20, and you can have colours put into it, as only round colours really you can have put into it, but it's an industrial epoxy that's weatherproof, waterproof. It can be used just standalone on its own as a top coat. It's fire retardant, it's got massive anti-corrosion properties and all that, and it's a tough coating as a standalone product on its own and left open, exposed to the elements, or it can be top coated as well on top of it. So that's what I've gone for. I've had a round colour mixed up similar to this in that epoxy EP100-20, and that's what I'm going to paint this in. So I'm going to paint it in that, over it all, I'm going to paint over all of it with it, and then I'm going to do the black body colour, how they done it, where some of this is coloured down these bits here, and then fluff a bit of overspray and stuff around here, and a bit of clear coat, and the underside is just going to be painted in it and left. But you can see in here it's got e-coat on it, and then it's got beige sealer on it. I'm not going to be able to do it like that. I'm going to have to put the e-coat colour, the epoxy, over the sealer. It's not the end of the world, but it's too much fannying about otherwise. I'm just going to put some aerosol epoxy on the areas where I need to seal and get all the sealer work done, and then I'm ready for that process I just explained with the with the EP100 and the cut body colour and some clear coat. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. Get a couple of good coats of I use this one. It's a Spectral epoxy in an aerosol can. It's decent. I just need a bit of protection under that sealer, and then the rest of it's going to get that industrial epoxy over the rest of it, do the sealer work, and then it's ready to go in the booth to mask up. This is my sealer gun, and I've got a few different nozzles for it. It's a spray sealer gun, bit of a generic one, but I managed to find an adapter and some different nozzles, so I just had a little practice with it to try and replicate the OE looking sealer, and just a couple of different size ones I tried there. That one seems to suit, so that's what I'm going to go for. That's how it come out. Pretty simple to use, not far off how that looks, because it's a bit of a problem, because some of the sealers got colour and stuff on it, some of the sealers got e-coat on it, and some of the sealer hasn't got anything on it. So yeah, it could get overcomplicated and you can end up overthinking all these things. So that's the way I'm going to do it. So yeah, we'll get some epoxy on it, get all the sealer work done, then we'll get it in the booth, mask up, and get some paint on it. Oh.
Getting all right, I like it. Gaffer's got his brush out. Ah, this is the OE Plus brush.
Yeah.
You love sealer, don't you?
Yeah.
So your body shop love child.
Going everywhere.
Yeah. Nice.
It's alright. Hey.
She'll work.
Do this.
Oh god. That's my knees.
So where did this go? All the way down here to here.
Hold on, awaiting images. It goes round there.
Round.
Oh wait, no.
It
Is
is
that,
on the
is that
other
no, that's the back edge of the other side.
Oh. Oh, it's a right mess. I'll just make my own up then, won't it?
Yeah, either that. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, so he worked.
Is that how it was round there?
Yeah.
Right, YouTube, that's it. She's all masked up, ready to go. Bit of a random old bit of masking, stuffing it in there, taping bits here and there, sort of leaving all this open and exposed. Washed a bit of sealer in there, just in that gap, even though it never had it originally. I'm just going to tickle off of these little bits of epoxy I put down before the sealer, and that's pretty much it. She's all masked up, ready to spray. So I'll give you a quick look. Sealer ain't too bad. I pinged some pictures up of what it was like originally. It was a bit of a mess, so mine looks a bit of a mess, but it's all right. Sort of replicates it a little bit. Boot floor, I've just added a little bit of sealer in that gap, even though there isn't any from factory. Yeah, just a peace of mind really. And yeah, it's all ready to go. So as I said previously, the paint I'm going to put on this, I'm going to put MIPA industrial epoxy on there. So it's MIPA 100-20, and it's been tinted to a RAL colour that I could find that was close from Spectro in the underside under here. I'm not even going to check it, it's just going on there. I know it ain't going to be perfect. I could get an optimised version of the RAL colour from the camera, a reformulated version, but they can't convert that into tinting this epoxy. So the RAL colour number I give them is somewhere in the right vicinity, and that's about it. So that's going to have to do. So yeah, I'm going to coat this boot floor, good couple of coats all over it, and just let it drift in places that don't really need it. The sealer is going to get it over, so it's not going to be 100% looking as if it's never been touched, because I'll be here forever trying to do that. So it's going to get, so I'm just going to give it a good degrease everywhere. It's all prepped up, get a good couple of coats of that all over it, on the rear panel, all over it, all in the boot floor. And then this is a mixture of overspray, black overspray landing in here, and I've got the old rear panel in here just so you can see what's got a bit of colour on and what end, and I'll just do something similar to that. Done loads of practice welds on this with the spot welder and the MIG. Wish they come out as good as they did on this compared to the panel I put on. There you go. So yeah, it's got a bit of a wisp across the inside, not a lot in there, just be the epoxy colour in there, the RAL colour, and yeah, bit up the edges, and a bit of overspray drifting around, and a little wisp of clear coat over it as well. I'll do that, and obviously these bits are fully coloured with clear coat on, so I'll try my best to replicate that as much as possible. That being said, I'm going to crack on and get this back panel painted. Try one full turn in first. I want it on there a bit dryish. Shall I give it a tap rag? Yeah. Let's give it a tap rag. Right then, YouTubes, that's the rear panel all painted, and I'll give you a quick look. And I'm really pleased with it, to be fair. So yeah, it's not nice, obviously, not painting it all, but I want this to repair to, you know, be as undetectable as possible. It's never going to be 100% looking like it should do, but I think I've achieved the look pretty well. And in the boot floor, looks pretty original. It sort of had a light dusting of black over it, black overspray, which I've done, and then just let it all go in naturally. Try and mimic what a robot does. And the sealer looks all right, nice and messy like the rest of it. And yeah, I'm pleased with how it come out. So that's the hard bit done really for me. The rest of it now is getting on with the outer body cosmetic stuff. Got a fair bit to do on that. You know, it's just my time really and a bit of material. So I'm going to paint what needs painting and repairs. It's going to be down both sides minimum. Got the new wing for it and everything. So next stage, I'm just going to get some of this boot interior fitted up because we have got bits everywhere for this car, and get the exhaust back on and all that. Once we've done that, we'll get on with the outer body then, start pulling some of the dents out and stuff. This has took me a while to get all this footage together with delays on the panel and in between jobs, so it has been a little while since the last video, but the rest of it for me now is plain sailing. We got the seat belts, so got reset seat belts that I bought from Airbag Service, so thanks for all the comment that people said to use those. They were really good, great company, they're really efficient, and they had them in stock, so yeah, thanks for that. So yeah, shout out to Airbag Service Limited for supplying the seat belts for this job. And yeah, we're going to get those in as well because I want to get all that in and have a look at the crash data side of things and that. So yeah, that's it for this one. Look out for the next video. We'll be cracking on getting the repairs done, getting it painted, and then getting it all fitted up. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like, share and subscribe button if you like my content, and watch out for the next video where we crack on with the repairs and get the rest of it painted, and then we're on the road to finishing it. So really appreciate it, and we'll see you again in the next one. Look after yourselves. Cheers.